Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing well today. Today I thought I'd actually begin on UV mapping. I think the car is pretty well sealed up, or pretty well done now. I may find more things that I need to do on it, but I don't think it'll be a problem if I begin UV mapping it today. And as I said, I think yesterday, I'm probably one of the few people on Earth who actually enjoy UV mapping. So to me, it's kind of relaxing and kind of like a puzzle. So what I'm going to do first is switch over here to the UV editing screen layout. I kind of like working with this here. And then I think what I will do is try and figure out what I want to do with this. I think what I want to do, let me bring in a new panel here. Nope, not like that. I don't want that one. I want this one here. Let me bring in this panel, and I'm going to open up a properties window right here. There it is. Couldn't even see it. So now what I want to do is take a look at which pieces have been mirrored over and which haven't been, and which of these I want to apply the mirror and which I don't. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, say, this front fender here. We are never going to see both front fenders at the same time, right? I mean, you're only either going to be looking at the car from one side or another. So what we can do is only UV map the one side, and then when we mirror it over and duplicate it or apply it, the UV maps will be one on top of the other. Whereas something like this, the bumpers on the front and the back here, there is a good chance we will see all of this at one time. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the mirror here. So now that is all one piece. Same thing with the back bumper. It has a mirror modifier, but we're going to see it all, so I'm going to hit apply. The door, I'm going to go ahead and remove that mirror modifier like that, so I know that I don't need it, or I know I'm only UV mapping one side of it. The door handles, I will remove the mirror for that. The windows, I'll remove it for that as well. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm taking away part of the car here. The front fender here. What about the headlights? I think the headlights I can take away. Those can be the same on either side. That hood is all one piece. That's fine. What about the top here? It is currently mirrored over, and I think I'll use it as mirrored. Even though we'll see the roof, I think I can conserve space on my UV map by splitting that up. So I'll go ahead and remove the mirror for that. What about the windshield? The windshield we'll see all at once, so I'll apply that. The rear window, I'll apply that. The trunk, we're going to see all of that. That's already all one piece. And the tires here, these 4 tires, let's say, we don't need those either, because we're only going to UV map that tire one time, and then we'll duplicate it over to the other pieces. This piece here, that's mirrored. We can take the mirror away. And you're probably wondering, if you haven't seen me or anybody else do this before, you're probably wondering, what in the world is he doing? Well, don't worry, it'll work. I swear it will. Also, the seat here, we don't need this seat. I can take that away. The rear view mirrors. Yeah, that's mirrored. We don't need that. Take that away. So what I've done is I've only, or now I only have the parts of the car that I need to UV map. It looks a little strange here, I know, but bear with me. So, first of all, let's do something easy. I'm going to reduce the size of this a bit and maybe hit the N key. Oh, and once again, I forgot to turn on that. So I'll turn on the screencast there. And now, let's see what we can do here. One of the reasons why I don't make a car like this all one piece, and I like to create it in pieces, is so like for this here, if I'm going to select it and press Shift H, and I'll zoom in, and here we can just maybe, oh, I don't like that see-through thing that they do. I'm going to turn that off here. I'm going to select this edge and maybe bring it all the way around. Oh, I'll select this edge as well. Here we go. So now what I'm going to do is mark a seam, Control E, mark seam. Now I can just select all of this, hit U, and unwrap. All right, so there you go. You know what I'm going to do first, though? Did I get a warning up at the top there? Did you see anything? No. Okay, good. Because the transforms here are ones in the scale, and that's good. That's what I want. All right. So there's our fender. Not very exciting, but Alt H, bring everything back, and let's try the hood now. See what we can do with this. I'm going to press Shift H to just see that, and well, let's just try this. I'm just going to select it all and hit U and unwrap. And is that going to work for me? It may be a little bit squished here, or stretched. Let's take a look at the stretching on this. I'll press the N key over here and turn on stretch right here so we can see the blue. And anything that is blue is, or anything that is green, orange, red is stretched. So we've got a bit of stretching here. Do I want to keep that here? I believe this is all one color. It's all black. So I won't be putting any text or anything there. In here is just all yellow. I'll probably put yellow there. That might just work, actually. I'm going to go ahead and leave it, and we'll keep moving on. So Alt H, bring that back. We can do the window here very easily. Unwrap. Got that done. That was easy. The window over here. Unwrap. That looks good. All right. This window. Let's unwrap that. There we go. Now, how about the door? The door, I put a little bit of thickness on using the solidify modifier, so we're probably going to have to mark a seam here. I will select this edge here and control click this edge. No. Let's do this edge and control click this edge. And then maybe on up to here. Let's continue on. I'm just holding control to continue with the edge selection here. And then on down here and on down to here. And then let's continue on over to here. So with this, I'm just going to mark a seam there, and that's going to split out this piece from the front part, or from the outside piece. So I'll hit U and unwrap. All right. I think that'll work. Even though we're seeing some stretching here, once again, it's all a uniform color. I may put that black stripe on, but I don't know for sure yet. But I think I'm going to go with that and see how it works. Alt-H. And let's keep moving on. What else? What about this piece? Have we done that? I don't think so. I will select everything, U, and unwrap. Ew, that's kind of ugly. It's pretty small. I may not really need to deal with it, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and select these edges while I'm here, mark a seam, and then if I unwrap it, yeah, that looks better. All right. What else? Oh, the bumper here in the back. Let's try this. This has no back to it, so it should be easy to unwrap. You unwrap, and that is absolutely awful. All right, what's the deal here? Scale. Look at this. So what we need to do is Control A, apply that scale, then come back, U, and unwrap, and look how much better that is. We could go ahead and relax some of that stretching simply by selecting these edges here, I think, and marking seams here. Let's try that. Let me go ahead and close this window here. There we go. Now let's try this. U and unwrap. Helps a little bit. Do we need to break out the part where the license plate is going to go? I'm not sure we do because, well, it's still awfully ugly. I might as well break that out, huh? All right, so let's go ahead and break out this piece out of here. And I'll go ahead and mark a seam here. And now let's also mark seams all around this, like this. And let's see how that works. U and unwrap. Not great. All right. That might... I'm not loving it. But once again, it's just going to be all one material. It's just going to be a metallic chrome type stuff with a little bit of dirt on it, I think. I think I'll still go with it. I'm not extremely pleased with it, but let's try it and see. Yeah, I'll keep moving on here. Alt-H. What else do we have? Well, let's take a look at the tire. That should be interesting. I will isolate that, and let's see. First of all, let's try this tire. I will go right down to the bottom here and mark a seam right down here and see if that is that going to be. Let's try that. I'll hit the L key to select only that piece and hit U and unwrap. It's okay. The scale here is off on the whole object, so I'll press Control A and apply the scale. Now let's try that again. U and unwrap. It's a little better. It's amazing what applying the scale can do for you. Let's see what else we've got. How about, What about this piece right in here? I'll hit the L key. And let's isolate this once again. So I'll press Shift H once again now that we're in edit mode. And I'll hit U and unwrap. Interesting. Interesting that it split that out. Oh, because it's separate pieces. That's right. I did do separate pieces. Well, that's good, actually. Alt-H. All right. Sometimes I surprise myself. This piece. Shift-H. And let's see what we have here. Now, we don't need any of these pieces back here, do we? We don't need that. We don't need any of these because it's just going to make our life troublesome or difficult or whatever to have those back there. I can also select this edge right around here and mark a seam there. What else? Let's just try it and see. U unwrap. That's not as much stretching as I thought would happen. All right. Okay, I like it. Alt-H. What else do I have in here? Let's select all of these. Let me press the B key and select everything here. Oh, let me do this. I'm going to select everything over here so I can see everything over here. Then I'm going to click on this little guy, this keep UV and edit mode in sync. And now, if I deselect it over here, I can still see all the UV islands over here. So if I hit the B key and drag and select all of these, I can see now that it looks like I've got everything. Oh, that's not right. I can't have everything yet. Did I do this? No, I haven't done that. So there's that. I haven't done this, and I haven't done that. All right. So let's do these two. I'll do this one. Let me turn this guy off right here and hit U and unwrap. So there's that. And let me select this and hit U and unwrap, and there's that. All right. So we've got this piece. Yes. This piece. Yes. We've got this. Yes. This. Yes. This. All right. Oh, no. This. There it is. Okay, so we do have all the pieces. So if I select all of them, they are one big jumbled up mess. So let me just show you what I'm going to be doing for the whole car real quick. If you haven't seen this, then down here under UVs is two tools that I love. One is pack islands and one is average island to scale. So if I hit Control A to do the average island scale, they all then scale to be the relative proportional size that they are over here on the object. And then if I hit Control P, it packs them all into the 0 to 1 space of the UV editor. So that is what I'll be doing for the whole car once I get everything UV mapped. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Alt-H, no, Tab. Alt-H, there we go. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's see. Oh, do we have any... Oh, you guys are like eating dinner and cooking in Italy. Wow, look at that. That's awesome. Let's see. Any questions? Let's see. Hi, I'm new to Blender. Can you give me any tips and ideas to help me? I'm only 13. Well, hi. Um, any tips? I think I said this a couple of videos before. As you're learning Blender or any new 3D application, try and use as few tools as possible. Like as you're learning, I think trying to learn new tools all the time, it just gets in the way. So as you're learning to model or whatever, or animate, try and reduce the number of tools that you have to deal with in your head so that you can actually learn Blender and the interface and 3D and all that. An example is that, say, someone like Michelangelo did some amazing 3D models with only a hammer and a chisel. So you don't need every tool that a program has to create and to begin learning how to do it. Okay, let me see what all I've got here. So I've done that. I've done the fender. How about the headlights? Let's try this. Oh, this should be easy. I could probably select all of this and hit U and unwrap, and okay. That, all right. That kind of worked. Yeah. All right. Let's try that. How about this? Oh, I think this is a mirrored object. I didn't deal with this before. Let's go back and deal with this. Under the modifiers, I'll go ahead and remove that mirror modifier. And for this, even though we see all of it, I don't think we need to apply that. I'll just do 1/2 of it like that. There we go. So for this, let's let me close this window because it's don't have much room here. For this, let's just try it out and see what happens. Unwrap. Yikes, look at all that stretching. Okay, so let's take a look at it in object mode. The scale is way off here. Let's apply the scale with Control A. And now let's try it again. You unwrap. Still not great. What's going on? Shift H. Let's isolate it and see what's happening here. What I could do for this, I wonder, is could I select a couple of edges here and kind of open it up? Let's try it. So if I select these two and mark a seam, let's just try that real quick and see what happens to that one corner now that I've done that. No, it doesn't really help a whole lot. Let me try, all right, you know what I'm going to try? U and Smart UV Project. Let's try that. It's cleaner. There's a lot of it. But it won't be very big within the total UV map. All right, I'm going to go with it. Alt H. What about this? Let's isolate this and try this. I'm going to split this out. Oh, this is ugly, because this is an N-gon. This is an N-gon here. So what if I tried to triangulate here? See what happened. Might as well do that. All right, so now what I can do is select this edge all the way around like this and mark that seam. And now let's try this. Unwrap. Not beautiful. This is the rim going around, so I'm not loving that. We could try and split it out like this. Let me deselect these, mark seam, U and unwrap. All right, I'll go with that. Alt-H. What else? We've got the bumper. Oh, this thing down here. Let's try this. I will isolate it once again. And let's take a look at it. What is it? It's all one piece. Okay. I don't believe I need all of these faces up top. Now, do I? Those are going to be hidden away. So let me go ahead and take those away. We are going to need the back because there's a possibility you'll see it from the back there. So I'll keep those. And I think we could just probably split it like this. Yeah, let's try that. I'll do it over here as well. Mark a seam. Select it all. U and unwrap. Oh, I see. It's just opened it up along here. Okay. Sure, why not? Let's give that a try. So that's all it is there. All right. Alt-H. Have we done this piece yet? I don't think so. This is a little bit more complicated because I've got interior pieces in here. So I needed an interior for the roof and interior panels here. I also needed an interior for the trunk. So this is a little more tricky, I'm afraid. This one, let's just try and split it all the way. We don't need this face down here. I'm always on the lookout for things I don't need to keep when UV mapping. I think that's going to do it. Let me see. Looks like maybe I could do this edge here. And yeah, okay. Control E, mark seam, and there we go. Let's try it. Let's take a look at our scale. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and apply the scale to get those back to ones. And then I'll hit U and unwrap. Control up arrow to take a look at it. So here it is. Yeah, okay. So I'll have to figure out which is the interior and which is the exterior. I don't like this though. This is overlapping a bit and I don't like that. I'll fix that on the final map. We'll need to grab this and just move it over a hair or move it back. Well, for now I can just take it and go like that. All right. Okay. Let's see what else we have. You know what? I could probably split this out as well so it isn't part of that whole piece. Let me split this out. So that's just the underside of the vehicle there. Mark seam there. And let's try that once more. There we go. Okay. Oh, I already had that split there. Doggone it. All right. There. Okay. I already had that split out from another seam there. Okay. Bring everything back. And what else do we need here? There's this. There's the trunk. Let's work on the trunk. I will isolate that as well. Let's take a look at this. Now this is going to need a couple of different UV islands. So I'm going to need to grab the edges all the way around here and mark a seam, like so. And this piece here. I think we'll probably be able to just select all the edges along the bottom and split that out from the top. Let's try that. Mark a seam there. And then these guys, let's mark a seam right up here where people aren't going to be seeing it very much. Right here. Let's mark those. So hopefully we'll, because these are just a cylinder, if you recall. See? So if I split that edge there, they should just open up. That's what I'm hoping. All right, so we got those marked. Let's check our scale again. It's a non-uniform scale. So what would happen, let me just show you the warning you get. I'll hit U and unwrap, and right up here it says object has non-uniform scale. Unwrap may be weird. Wonky, whatever. But you see how it looks down here. It looks all squished, and it doesn't look like our actual piece here at all. So if I go back to object mode and apply that scale, now if I hit U and unwrap, now it looks pretty good. And also you can change how things are unwrapped with angle based or conformal down here, and sometimes one is better than the other, like maybe conformal would be better here. So we'll have to see if I need to go back and do any of that. All right. What else? I've got that. I did that back bumper. Oh, these things. These things. This will be interesting. Let's try this. Okay, so to unwrap this guy. Yes. So, what was I thinking? And it's so small too. All right, you know what I'm going to do? First of all, make sure my scale is applied. Hit U. Smart UV project. I'm going to cheat. And there it is. It's so small anyway that I'm not going to get too upset about it. I'd love to have it kind of all one piece though, so I could keep them together a little bit better. Do I really want to do it that way? Okay, let me try one more time here. Let me try this. Let me try and split it out there. And let me try and split it out here. This may not work at all. Unwrap. Yeah, that's just ugly. All right. I'll go with that, and let's see how it works. Okay. I think... Oh, we've got this. Oh, and the seats. Now, I didn't realize the seats were sticking out that far back here. Let's see. I guess the tires cover them, so it's not a huge problem. But it's still kind of ugly. What do I want to do about that? If I bring these up, so... Well, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do about that, if I want to do anything at all right now. If I put this here, and I take a look at it, yeah, they're intersecting with the tire. So what I could do is scale them in a bit, like that. But then I've got that problem where we're seeing through that. Dang it. Oh, you gotta love this. Well, one thing about it, I guess, is that we aren't going to see these, are we? I mean, are we really ever going to see any of these faces whatsoever? I mean, honestly, if I just get rid of them, will anybody really notice? Something like this. Maybe I'll keep these here. And maybe keep some over here. So yeah, I'm just, my apologies. I'm just doing a little cleanup here. I didn't see that I'd left a few of these like this. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to get rid of these. I don't think I need them. All right. Well, that's ugly. Let's try that. There we go. We kind of need all of that. All right, I may work on this at a later date. Didn't realize all this was such a mess. Kind of went through it pretty quick. So let's just get rid of those for now. Okay. All right. I will come back to that. But in the meantime, what we should do is go ahead and UV map these. Let me get this seat here. And let's work on this. So maybe I could mark a seam all the way around here, like this. And maybe do the same down here. Or just split these out. I could just split these out like this. So maybe I could just select these edges, and these, and how about these here? Let's do that. All right, so let me just see how these look. Unwrap those. Okay, not too bad. Although, once again, let's try and apply. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. And this little guy up here, well, we could just split it out this way, like this. And do the same over here. Like that. Let's try that. You unwrap. Eeks! That's awful. What did I do there? Let's try that again. I'm going to select that whole thing and isolate it, and let's take another look at that. That didn't quite work out the way I'd hoped. What about this? Yeah, what about that? Oh, and then let's give one down here. There we go. I bet that's why I didn't split that out. U and unwrap. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so if we bring that back, select it all, U and unwrap, there we go. All right, good. I'll wait on that back seat, and or I could go ahead and do it, couldn't I? I guess, and then we'll just. I'll probably need to remove a few more faces down there, but let's go ahead and UV map this. You know, could I get rid of these up here? I know, I'm playing with it again. I shouldn't do this, but I think I can get rid of all of this up here and not have to worry about it when I UV map it, because I don't like to UV things I don't have to, that are never going to be seen. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, let's go with that. Lastly, this piece here. Is this a mirrored piece? Let's take a look. I believe it is. Modifier, yes, it is. So I'm going to remove that. And so here it is. Okay, so here's our piece. I think I can just split this piece out right here, like this, all the way around. Yeah, there we go. And mark a seam there. And then I'll just take one edge over here like this. Mark a seam. Now let's try that. Scale, make sure. All right, well that's it. Conformal, angle based. Meh. Conformal. This is kind of ugly, but, and it looks like, look at all the, let me triangulate that real quick. And over here as well. Control T. All right, now let's try that. Okay. Yep, let's go with that. Alt H, and I believe in the trunk. One last thing is the trunk right here. Let's at least I think that's the trunk. Yeah, there we go. Was this mirrored? I don't recall. Let's just grab. Yeah, it was. It is. So let me. I should just leave this here, but I like the extra screen space I get when I don't. All right. Mark the scale. Unwrap. Kind of ugly, but you know what? I don't think it matters much in there. We're not going to be seeing a whole lot of that. Okay. Now, Now you're thinking, what a mess. Well, maybe. But if we select everything, and I'm going to go ahead and save a new file here, a new scene file for this. There we go. Now I'm going to take all of this and combine it. Let's see, Control J, right? And it is a mess, right? Look at that. That is awful. But what we can do is select everything, hit Control A and Control P, and there's our UV map. Now we can turn it like that if we want. We could change the margin between the UV islands and kind of begin packing them in a little bit tighter, perhaps. That's a little bit too much. Maybe something like 1.5, maybe something like that. Still a little too much. Anyway, so you're beginning to see that we can pack these in pretty well. Let me rotate them again. That's not too bad. Now, so what I meant by, let's say we take this piece here. No, I'll take the tire. Let me take the tire here. Let me grab this. I'll just hit the L key to begin selecting the pieces on here. Oh, we didn't do the little bolts. Dang it. I got to do those. But the cool thing is, let me just show you what I mean about duplicating. So this now, you can see here are all the UV islands from this tire. What I can do now is I can duplicate it and move it. I can even rotate it. Let's see, RZ 180. Move it over here and put it in place. So over here, I don't have my, so let's do the front. Oh, I don't have any of my, this was a new, so I don't have any of my background images in, but if I put it in, I can put those in. If I put that there, right there, so now we've got the tire there, but we only have one UV UV island, I should say here, for each of the tires, say, like this, right? So all of our tires are going to be represented by one UV island. So in the same way, the fenders and this half of the car back here and the two car doors and everything are all going to be represented by a single UV island, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So that's why I'm doing it this crazy way. And when I'm all done, I'll put everything back again and we'll have kind of an optimized UV map. So that's the way I'm going to try and do it. So let's see if anybody has any questions or anything. Let's see. Attention, 2.8 Blender will get real-time PBR. I know. That is awesome. Because I had planned to do this in Substance Painter. And if we could get PBR texturing in Blender, that would be awesome. Let's see. What else? see. Anything else that people, I'm kind of going back. Anything. All right, well, we're talking about Unity. We're talking about game production. Awesome. Let's see. And we're talking about the pros and cons between Unity and Unreal. You know, that's a really good point. I began with Unity, and then Unreal kind of caught up, I should say. And now it's like, what do I do? Do I go to Unreal? I'm not sure. So, all right. Well, I think we are pretty much. Oh, someone asked, how was the VR gig? It was very cool. I worked for 4 months at Marquette University as a distinguished scientist in residence. I love all the titles they give you that, in the academic world. But they had a virtual environment that I was able to create content for, and I was able to actually like walk into my Blender environment in real time, like, you know, walk through the doors and everything. I created some videos, and I'm editing them into like one, maybe 5-minute video, and I will put that out on YouTube here in the not too distant future, and that'll kind of show you what I did. So I hope that'll be interesting. All right, well, I think that's it for me. It's been quite a week, so have yourself a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Well, take care.